Ja, da muss ich ehrlich sagen, haben die Audi-Designer mal wieder ein sehr schönes SUV.
I have to say that the car designers have once again put a very nice SUV on the wheels. Welcome to this review of the new Audi Q4 Sportback-e-tron. It's a long name, but it describes a very interesting car. That it is SUV is already clear from its dimensions: 4 meters 59 long, 187 centimeters wide and only 1 meter 61 high. That's not very high for this class, but it gives it a very good CD value, which is only 0.8. You have the option to automatrix headlights. The radiator grille is actually just a bit of a dummy, no more air goes through it. The cooling air needed for this electrically powered car goes in underneath here. You can regulate the amount of air through a blind behind it. There are a few more wheel covers here. It becomes clear that it is a SUV. There are big wheels you can order, 19 or 21 inch. I would always go for the latter. So here we go. One thing is immediately clear: the new Audi is an eye-catcher. Its closeness to the VW AUDI Q4 is made clear by nothing. For me, it is always surprising how quiet such an electrically driven car is on the road. It's extremely relaxing, especially when you're on long journeys. The compact SUV is based on VW's electric modular system, yet the Q4 with battery drive remains very independent. All the infos, such as boosting, shown in blue, or recuperation, are easy to read. A new feature is the head-up display, which now also shows important information in the field of vision, such as crossing the center line. My test car has an 82 kWh battery, that's the big one. 77 kWh net are available. This gives you a range of around 500 to 520 kilometers. On the motorway, this car achieves a top speed of 160 km per hour, and in 9 seconds it reaches 100 km on the speedometer. According to Audi, the electric range is around 530 km, but full throttle enthusiasts will probably have to settle for around 350 km. I have to say that the chassis is very neutral, since it only has rear-wheel drive. I would always opt for all-wheel drive. This car can be driven very quickly on country roads, and you're very safe on the road, thanks to all the driver assistance systems. You also have the option of ordering a sports suspension. In this case, the car is 15 mm lower and the roll is reduced when you enter a bend abruptly, because the center of gravity is lower. I would always opt for a sports suspension. The coupe is a real beauty with character. Its sportiness is easy to believe. The rear window is divided in two by the rear wing. This ensures good aerodynamics. The interior is typical of Audi, but also very technical. Fitting for an e-car. Touch switches on the steering wheel, inductive charging and a user-friendly touch monitor round off the positive picture. A new feature is the selectable daytime running lights. The seats are sporty and comfortable, the storage compartments well placed. You sit well in the back, but with slightly bent knees due to the hierarchy in the floor. The really positive thing about sitting in the back is that you have plenty of legroom, which is made possible by a very long wheelbase of 2 meters 76 inches. In addition, you don't need a cardan tunnel in an electric car. There is plenty of space down here, and even tall people with a length of 1 meter 90, I think, have plenty of room here as far as headroom is concerned. If you buy a Q4 Sportback like this, you will want to take it on holiday and you'll need a bit of boot space. The car offers about 530 liters of loading space, and if you fold down the backrests, that's 1,460 liters, and I think that's enough for a 3-week holiday on Timmendorfer Beach. There are two versions of the Q4 e-tron, the SUV or this Sportback, and then there are three performance variants, the 35, 40 and 50. The 40 with an output of 203 horsepower, and the first two have rear-wheel drive only. There's an electric motor that sits on the rear axle, and with that you're very good on the road. The Q4 SUV and the Q4 Sportback-e-tron are the result of a VW modular system.
Yes, of course, these synergies in particular come from the Volkswagen Group's modular e-drive system. On the other hand, there is a modular infotainment system that we use internally at Audi and on which our entire infotainment system is based. The fact that it differs from the other sister models naturally brings advantages from the synergetic development to enable other customer features, such as the digital light signatures, because we can save on other things.
It takes around 38 minutes to charge the battery from 5% to 80% again. Consumption according to WLTP is around 17 kilowatt per hour. In conclusion, I have to say that this Audi Q4 Sportback-e-tron is already a car like I would order or buy. It looks good. It has modern electric technology and is environmentally friendly. The basic car is not that expensive, so the 35 costs around €41,900, this 40 costs around €47,500, and the car with two engines and all-wheel drive costs €52,100. But you should keep in mind that there is a government subsidy of between €7,500 and €9,000, and then the purchase is actually worth it. So buy, that's it.